It's happening now at an alarming rate. A lot more are gone. Before it was just a few, but now, too many to count. The weather's cold, the days have gotten shorter, and all around me, death is everywhere. Let it be known that these are the writings of me, Bob Shwekorski. I'm writing these pages because I fear I may very well be witnessing my last days on Earth. My turkey brethren have been disappearing. All that's left of them are a few decapitated heads lying on the ground haphazardly. My tale begins a few days ago. My wife Felicia, my kids and I were out in the yard doing our usual thing. We had a good fill of food and water. Master treated us well. Over the summer, he started feeding us so much I gained a ton of weight. My wife, too. At first, I didn't like the way she looked, but after a while, the extra pounds weren't so bad. More to love. Anyway, takes a drag from a cigarette a few days ago. We came in for the night and got the little ones tucked in. Felicia and I stayed up a bit later and talked about family and things. We went to bed and that's when it started. I was woken from my sleep with the sound of blood, curdling terror. All I could see was the shadow of a tall figure carrying my beloved Felicia away against the pale moonlight and dark evening sky. Quickly I sprung up and ran after her, but the dark figure slammed the door to our coop, and it would not open. The screams! Oh, the screams as she cried out. Then, silence. Frantically, I scratched and scratched away at the door with my talons, but my effort to open it was in vain. I sat there on the soft hay in fear. What had happened? After a while there was a bump, a noise seemingly coming out of the blue, and the door slowly opened. By now there was a fog creeping up, and the faint glow of the early morning sun in the sky. It was hard to see. Cautiously I walked out of the coupe and looked around. "Felicia!" I yelled out. "Felicia!" No answer. Then I heard footsteps. "Felicia!" Out of the fog appeared my friend Joe. Joe, man! Felicia! She was taken! She's gone!" Joe looked at me for a moment with a concerned look as if he already knew what happened. "I heard the screams. That's why I came over," exclaimed Joe. Then he looked down at the ground. "Bob, on my way here I saw something. Then Joe looked at me dead in the eye. "I saw Felicia's head laying on the ground by the old barn by my coop. I'm sorry, Bob." "What?" I shouted. Quickly I ran past Joe over to the old barn. I had to see for myself. I ran faster than I ever had before, with a terrible sinking feeling in my belly. I knew I did not want to see what was there, but I had to. When I got there, I searched around. Didn't see anything. I saw the door to the barn was cracked open a bit, which was unusual because most of the time it was locked. Slowly I crept toward the opening, and before I got too close, there it was, right in the crack of the door. The decapitated head of my wife, Felicia. In a wave of confusion, despair, and utter terror, I ran back to my coop and hid under some hay. The image of Felicia's head burned in my brain, and now my wife dead by the hand of some monster. What's going on? I thought. My heart ached. My head was spinning. I felt sick, literally nauseous. Then I remembered my kids, my children. I ran up the ramp to the upper floor where they slept, and at that moment, life changed instantaneously. My children were gone. I needed help, so I collected myself and made it quickly outside. In the yard were a bunch of my neighboring turkey friends in a big commotion, all riled up about something. I yelled out, "Help!" They all stopped and looked, and then I collapsed. I passed out from overwhelming despair.